Beard's live. I'm live
You
now.
is live, baby.
I'm sure live.
I don't like this one.
You don't like which one?
My mic.
Don't worry about the mic.
Right.
Don't worry about the mic.
Hey, Taylor. Hey, sister.
I wish I could get every some of them.
Behave yourself on this feed, Yolanda Grice.
Let's see.
No talking about dicks and penises and things like that.
We'll get you on my live too.
No, Cornbread said you can talk about that on his live feed, boo.
Oh.
Yes, Tia, laugh out loud now, but you can ready to get it. All right, we ready to come in.
Y'all ready?
I'll get as many as I can. So we ain't switching up the seating like we said we was going to.
We will. We just gotta get our bearings. You're so impatient.
I'm very impatient.
We did say today, though.
We did.
I'm
but
very
no, he was
impatient.
just coming back.
I
and
never-
I gotta get my shit together, okay?
Hey, no, it's no big deal.
No, it is. It is.
Hey, you said we going live?
We ready?
Yeah.
We live like Ray J.
All right.
Let me move back over here. Let me move back over here. I'm trying to get.
Two,
Are y'all dizzy yet from me?
one.
I'm getting in trouble. Good evening, Baltimore. You're tuned in to Let's Talk Baltimore here on WMSK Online Radio, where talk radio just got better. It's your girl, Tiana, also known as the Intellectual Vixen. And I'm here with my co-host, Malik, the Black Hippie, and your favorite cousin, Cornbread. Say what's up to the people.
What's happening, people?
Look at you looking all smooth. Here we go. I missed you last week. We missed Cornbread last week. He wasn't here. So we can have,
Absolutely.
you know, judge on a scale from 1 to 10 how tight cousin Cornbread's shirt is. So today he's in here looking all suave with his sunglasses on. I'm going to turn it around.
I decided to put my glasses
You guys
back
can
on.
see what's going on with the shirt.
This is a tight shirt today too.
All right. You guys stand
Oh,
up
that's
so
right.
we can
I
get
got
the
to
video.
model my shirts now.
So what is your shirt saying? Beards and hip hop. So
Beard.
like you have like the cutest shirts. Where do you
Beards
get your
and
shirts
hip-hop.
from?
I got this one from this online joint. I forgot the dude's name up in Philly.
All right. So
There's
ladies,
a rapper up in Philly that sells t-shirts. I forgot his name.
see that's wrong.
You said the
You're
rapper
supposed to
in
know.
Philly.
You're
A
supposed
rapper
to.
in Philly.
You're supposed to give him some business.
No, you know.
He get a lot of business.
So he don't need your shit.
Nah, he
out.
rap with all that freeway and all that, but his name, damn.
All right.
I
So
can't
so people at home, what do you guys think about how tight his shirt is?
See, his
Do you
shirt-
think
his-
his shirt is too
his-
tight?
His shirt ain't tight.
Or do you
man.
think his shirt is acceptable?
That's it.
That's
it? It ain't tight this week.
I don't know.
Is this one tight too? I mean, I'm fat, so I'm like, my stomach,
You're fat,
my
and then
stomach's
you say
still
that you're
poking
like a
out.
5, right?
I am a
think,
five.
I think you got to
We're not gonna go through that this week,
Right.
cause see, I'll be bringing it up. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm talking about?
All right. So how was everybody's weekend yesterday? Shout out to Boss Lady T. I know she's on this feed. I told you I was going to talk about you. So yesterday we took a bit of a road trip to DC. Take care of some WMSK business. I'm extremely excited about all the things that we have coming up. But this shit was hilarious. Like if anybody knows Tia, like she is like full of personality, full of attitude. You want to tell her ass to take a damn Ritalin and sit down somewhere. It's like she's just hyped. Like I just couldn't even take it. Like, but it was really, really cool. We
Where
went
y'all
and
go?
hollered at our man Bobby. Shout out to Bobby and Imperial Liquor. So WMSK might be getting into the liquor business soon. So yeah, we got and our other friends to the show.
Who?
Your hookup.
Who?
Really who?
Erotic.
Yes, erotic vodka.
Shout out to Erotic Vodka. My man Kamal over there, hooking it up with the flavor vodka. I thought Tia said when we hooked that up, Tia said she was talking a whole bunch of shit about flavored vodka, talking about she ain't like
She
flavored
ain't like
vodka
it,
because
right?
it was for pussy ass dudes or whatever. But now she gonna drink it.
And
That's
it's
right,
black
Tia.
owned, so we definitely got to do what we can do to support black owned, right?
I think that shit is I think that shit right there.
What?
Super dope. Black
Yeah,
owned liquor.
yeah, that black owned liquor companies, cause everybody drinking all this vodka and all this shit anyway.
I think that shit is super dope. So I commend them brothers for doing it. That's a dope move.
Right,
I think,
right.
man, it's a $1 billion industry.
Why would
So
you?
we was like Thelma and Louise up on the road yesterday. She drove my car, right? And she's like total New Yorker. like all the way through. Like I didn't think I was gonna make it home. It was just like the
Tia from New York?
Yes, she is Brooklyn, and it was like the scariest experience.
That made more sense though.
Ever.
That made more sense. That's why she's so
just aggressive
and rowdy.
But you gotta love her, right? She has a heart of gold, right?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Now
she's just very passionate about her shit and very passionate about her business.
I thought she was from Baltimore initially.
No, she's from New York.
She's a straight New Yorker.
Yeah, and I've learned a lot from her, so I definitely appreciate her.
Of course you did,
keeping me in her circle.
Yo, New York, keep it live, son.
Keep it live.
That's hot.
So yeah, look forward to some events. So WMSK has a lot of things in the works that I'm excited about. Some events coming up. And I can't wait to get going, yeah. When your grind finally starts to pay off, right?
That's right.
It's exciting things, right?
That's right.
So when we were,
you ain't even hit me up though. Y'all know how you gonna be in DC?
I know. I made a Facebook post. You don't pay attention to me.
What? How she go? I said you hit me up.
I'll
I
be
made a
in
Facebook
DC.
post.
If anybody has some legit business to discuss, hit me up.
Like she don't got my direct line. Goddamn. You hear me? Like you don't got my direct phone.
You don't pay attention to shit though. You dip in and you dip out, and when you dip out, we don't hear from you. Then you like, I didn't see this, I didn't see that. It's your responsibility to dip in and find out what's going on.
I'm just saying though, you came to DC doing business for the radio. We on the radio together, and she don't hit me up. That's disrespectful.
You think it's disrespectful? Do you feel that way, Malik?
I mean,
this ain't got. Hey, listen, it's disrespectful.
But do you feel like I was disrespectful? Do you feel disrespected? Oh no, because you live in DC, right? Is that why you feel disrespectful?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not just because you was moving around. I'm talking about.
But it was like last minute. Like we were supposed to go, then shit didn't happen.
So listen, now it's
last minute. We just had to jump in the car. But anyway, shout out to Imperial Liquors. He took care of us. You know, the food, the drinks, everything was lovely.
Where is that? Where is Imperial Liquors?
17th Street, Northwest DC. Oh, okay. We had a couple events there before.
Oh, okay.
Right, and I bumped into this guy, like, oh my God, like, I always talk about how I'm an empath and, like, I'm attracted to energy. Like, I can just tell people's energy. Sometimes I get it wrong. Sometimes I've had some really fucked up individuals in my life who I was mistaken about their good energy. But, you know, I learned quickly, and like I said, as an empath, you know sometimes when shit is bad for you, but because you feel like you want to help or the person is like damaged and you want to save them, you kind of put your shit to the side because you still want to help this friend. But that's why we call it the gift and the curse. Well, anyway, he was this gay Jewish guy, right? Oh my God, I loved him. He escaped the hurricanes in Florida. Like, he drove all the way from Florida to DC trying to find different places to try to ride out the hurricane. Okay. He was telling me how he winded up in states like Tennessee and how he was scared to be there being a Jewish gay man, and how he had to really be careful about certain areas that he went in because he didn't feel like he would be wanted or accepted. And I'm like, this is this man fleeing for his life. And he has to worry about if he's going to wind up at a state where people are going to string him up and hate him for who he is and what he does. That really makes me uncomfortable.
What, being on my line?
Yes.
Oh, well, fuck it. I'll put it back on me.
That makes me uncomfortable, Malik. So what do you guys feel about that? Like, in the times where, you know, you have this horrific act of Mother Nature, but you still have hatred in there, that people got to be worried about not saving my life, but if I'm going to be safe from someone trying to kill me.
I mean, I think that everybody...
Yes, a gay Jew. That's not a new one. Go ahead. Someone said that's a new one. That's definitely not a new one, boo.
What, a gay Jew?
A gay Jew. And he was married for 22 years, had a beautiful dog named Betsy. Oh, and he gave me some dirt about Andy Warhol back in his day, honey.
Oh, he know Andy Warhol?
Do he?
You got a lot going on in this story.
But you know, but it's just the fact that, you know, he didn't know us, we didn't know him, but, you know, he just sat and we talked for like an hour, you know, about shit. He was even talking about how he spent some time working in Haiti because he wanted to give back, and how poor the country was, and how he spoke about how watching people eat, you know, these dirt mud pies because they have nothing else to eat, how the Red Cross totally fucked these people up, not giving them any aid. Like, he just had so many stories to tell, but I'm just like, it's amazing that total strangers can link up and talk to each other like that. Why can't it be so easy? Why does it have to be so much hate and dislike and because someone's opinions? You know, you have these two black women and you have this gay Jewish man. You know, we just sitting here like we were the best of friends. Talking about social issues and trying to save the world.
Hey, it should be like that, but people just subscribe to the general bullshit and accept whatever kind of ideology that other people put out. Right. So everybody likes it's easier to go with the flow of just, hey, I hate everybody like everybody else hate everybody, whatever. Ain't no big deal. And people just like to have separatism for whatever reason.
Absolutely.
I don't know why. I think it's silly, but shit ain't gonna never stop in life.
Right.
Like, not as long as we alive any fucking way.
Right. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. You know, I choose to live and think a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And I can't explain it for nobody else. I mean, it's sad, but at the end of the day, as an individual, you know what I'm saying? Just to live that way is just But the thing is, I want to stay in my lane.
Brown, I want to know.
You know what I'm saying? I want to stay in my lane, but all the other extra shit that we got to deal with on top of that is too much, man. Like now, so at the end of the day, I take this shit in stride and keep going. So I definitely agree.
Yeah, I be drained. I'm drained of fighting all the hate.
So can we all agree that each of us, and you at home, let's have a challenge that we should make more of an effort to step outside of ourselves, step outside of our boxes, and have conversations with people, total strangers that you wouldn't normally speak to, and see where it leads. You know, because we often judge books by their covers. You know, I'm in an upscale part of DC and I see this white man come in. You know, of course, I'm prejudging, you know, that he's probably a certain way. And then he turns out to be this gay Jewish man who likes to help little black kids in Haiti. Like, who would have thought that?
Hey, I mean, but if you know anything about old Jewish guys, they love black people.
Oh, they do. They do. A lot of them feel as though they have the soul of a black woman.
Soul of a black woman.
They do. You know, yeah, Jewish men and...
I guess that's another stereotype that Jews and blacks get along pretty well usually.
Well,
right?
He said that minorities have to stick together.
Right.
And
Jewish
he's a
people
minority.
Consider themselves
He's a minority, and also with him being a gay man, he's also
he got the triple minority.
He got the triple minority.
He a black woman, a gay, and Jewish. He got the triple threat.
He got the triple threat. So
I can't explain it.
That's funny.
That is funny, Malik. I'm gonna hurt you. But just know that I'm gonna hurt you for other reasons right now.
Oh, why you hurt Malik?
So let's move on. Before we get into our serious shit, let's talk about, this is what I thought was so funny. Let's talk about, because again, this show is going to be a little bit about trending topics and things that happened during the week. Let's talk about Wendy Williams.
Wendy and that
so
baggy ass
anybody
thong?
saw her bathing suit pic?
Yeah, that shit was horrible. Yeah.
Terrible.
It was terrible. But she's like a 60, 70-year-old woman. How old is she?
So this is the thing. What I said is it doesn't really matter about how old she is or her body and all that shit. Like, that's not even the point. The point is she has stylists. And she should know better than to wear that baggy ass bottom part to the bathing suit.
So
just get something that clings to your ass.
So, but she doesn't have an ass. Nothing is gonna cling to it.
I mean,
so what about all the criticism that she got, especially coming from like T.I. when T.I. was like, I hope that all the clapback that she's getting is gonna teach her to have a little bit more of a heart to the people that she talks about. And she went on to say that you wear lifts in your shoes.
Did she? I didn't see that.
She said this is coming from somebody who wears lifts in your shoes, and I guess I could go buy an ass like your wife did.
That's serious.
That's what she said about Tiana.
That's what she said.
Like, but my thing is like, we already know what we're dealing with Wendy Williams. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't even know why she even has a fucking platform.
Well, she has a platform because she's good at what she does, obviously. But she even said this. People have to understand, and I can understand this in a way too. People have to understand that this is my job. This is my 9 to 5. This is what I get paid to do. When I go home, Wendy Williams is a different Wendy Williams. If you tell me a secret, no one is going to know what me and you talked about. I'm the best friend that you can ever have. This is my job. And I can relate to that in some aspects with what I do. There's certain things that I need to do with working in entertainment and certain things that you need to do as your job. So why is it hard for people to separate the messy Wendy Williams on TV from the real life Wendy Williams at home? And why can't she be separate?
Because that's the notoriety that she has. I mean, she's a shock jock just like other shock jocks.
Right.
So she doesn't get a kind of a pass for being a shock jock. Everybody gets backlash for it.
Right.
I got people on here talking about, hey, look, Wendell.
But
this dude on my line talking about calling her Wendell. He said
Somebody
Wendell
said,
needs to get body shamed because she body shame other people.
She does, she does body shame other people, and I agree. You give it, you gotta get it.
She's a man with boobs.
But do you guys still understand that a lot of the shit that, I'm not saying she deserves a pass, but we do have to understand, just like when we watch Love and Hip Hop and all that bullshit, a lot of the shit that people do are for shock value and are for checks and for ratings.
But if you want to check, you need to deal with the backlash.
You got to deal with the backlash that comes along with it. But I think she handles it very well. Like, she gives zero fucks, obviously.
Who cares? She don't.
Fuck her. I don't fuck with her. I don't like her. I haven't liked her since the '90s.
I don't like that. Initially I thought that she was a boy, right? Because she do a lot of like real goofy shit like that. How you doing or whatever. That shit is goofy as hell, and it make her look kind of suspect.
Right.
But. Whatever, like she's a shock jock. Even the negative publicity is good publicity in their field. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really matter. Like good, whether they're talking good about her or terrible about her, it's going to increase her ratings. Nobody's going to stop watching Wendy Williams because of that. Because anybody's talking shit about her flat ass.
Right, and you're talking about that's actually just going to add to it because people were waiting until she gets back on air to say what she has to say about it. And that's one person that will talk about herself. She'll talk about herself.
Everybody on my feed talking about she is a man.
She is a man. It's been confirmed. It's been confirmed she is a man.
Hold on, it's been confirmed he's a man?
No, I'm just saying. Your followers are saying that it's been confirmed she's a man.
Nah, they not having it. They not having it. My man Brandon is not having the fuckery from Wendell, he said.
So Ronald says Wendy Williams is on a short list of women on TV I wouldn't fuck.
A short list of who is that?
Women on TV he wouldn't fuck.
Oh. That's shit. He fucking everybody on TV?
Right. She isn't even a little cute. Well, she got a man. She got a husband who loves her.
Anybody get a husband.
But that's what I'm saying. But looks and what is attractive to people is subjective. So I don't like, even though she does shame people, so she gets whatever the hell that she deserves. Because she gets paid, she makes a living for doing that. But
does she body shame people or she just spread their business? I don't watch Wendell Williams.
No, she body shames people too.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know what she did. My grandma watched it. So every time I used to visit my grandma, she would have it on and she'd be doing this shit. So how you doing and all that shit? I'm like, hey, shout it. That shit look kind of goofy to me.
So somebody, I wasn't even gonna talk about it. But since somebody brought it up, Kevin Hart. Did y'all hear what was going on with Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
I just got to get all the ratchet shit out there.
Yeah, but the thing is,
put y'all in a good mood while my wine is cooking.
Old girl, the new girl, the pregnant wife, right? Mm-hmm. She was the side hoe for his old wife, right? So what she thought was gonna happen?
Right.
Fuck out of here. Like that shit.
But it wasn't anybody's business. Do you think it was necessary for him? Because again, he tried to get ahead of the story. TMZ put it out, and they have a little snippet of him laying on the girl's.
He looked so happy. He looked so happy laying on that girl's lap. I see that shit.
What they were saying was basically, he was drunk out of his mind, giving us plenty of opportunities to take video of him. Not just drunk, but high off of some drugs too. Giving us plenty of opportunity to take video of him, to take pictures of him. He was having sex with several women that whole weekend, and this was supposed to be the weekend of his current wife's birthday.
Of course he was. He's an entertainer. Like, so entertainers fuck groupies. The end. Like, I don't understand why this keep coming up.
I stand with
every
Kevin.
year,
of course you
every
do.
day.
I stand with Kevin.
All entertainers they fuck groupies. Even motherfuckers at Bama, they'll go to open mics for a group. So
you're somewhat of an entertainer. You have a platform, a very small platform, but you do have one. So do you fuck groupies?
Me? I don't have no groupies. I have no groupies.
I have lots, but I don't fuck them.
But ask yourself that damn question. No, don't bring your groupie.
What about you, Malik?
Your groupie business over here.
No.
So we are grown adults. I'm not trying to say that because you're in the entertainment business, it's just given that you gotta fuck groupies.
No, I'm just saying it's not given that you have to, but it's not a surprise when you do.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. It's not a surprise.
So like if you look at somebody who's popular like Kevin Hart or any of these people that you know their name, you don't have to. You just know their name because you might not even seen one of his shows, but you know who Kevin Hart is.
Right.
Or you might, whatever, right?
Right.
He gonna have groupies. Women got groupies too. Like, everybody got groupies.
We do.
Yeah. And sometimes they fuck them. And it's not a big, and these people that marry these stars are goofy as hell. They think they're going to stop fucking.
Right. No,
Especially this broad. She was the side chick for his ex-wife.
I absolutely agree. That's part of the sacrifice when you marry into that fucking life.
Of course, right? You want all that shit. You want the lifestyle. You want the money. It comes with side bitches.
No, I don't agree that because you fall in love with someone makes you get married and before God or whatever you believe in, you pledge to love one another, that you're saying that they're stupid for believing in it. Like,
nah, see, this is the thing.
And that is expected and you can't get upset about it. Yes, you can.
You can get upset, but this is the thing. All the whole I get married before God and all that foolishness, that's all foolishness. Because you don't get, do you get divorced in front of God too? Hell
so
no.
says if you want
y'all bullshitting out here,
if you want a faithful man, marry a janitor.
What does that mean? Any janitors out there faithful?
So I guess any man with power and status is gonna cheat, like you said. So if you want a faithful man, marry a janitor. Y'all men ain't shit.
Nah, people. But this is the thing. People ain't shit if they broke or rich. So the richer you get, the more opportunities you gonna have, and that's the end. Women chase. First of all, women love married dudes and dudes in relationships, and they also love rich motherfuckers.
Is that true, ladies? You guys love men in relationships.
Love it. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Well, this kind of is going to go into our topic later on, which I'm going to say for the second hour, though. So we'll, about, again, we visit this topic a lot, male sensitivity, male ego, how it translates to violence against women and violence in our culture. And this is only coming up because there's been so many articles that have come up lately about women being killed by, their romantic counterpart. Women being beaten by a man that's supposed to love them.
Right.
And we also know that black women, the number one killer of black women is black men. That's a fact. That's the number one way that women die is at the hands of black men.
Right. Oh, wow.
So it's something that we definitely need to discuss. And again, I don't want
to hear.
Hold on,
you talking about so the number one killer when somebody is being killed, or you talking about they kill black men kill more women than cancer?
No, the number one killer of black women as a group is black men.
No, I'm talking about, but is that as far as killing goes, or is that just deaths in general?
No, killings. The number one killer of black women is black men.
So whenever a black woman dies by murder,
they just have black men are the highest to kill. What it is.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Figure out what it is. How many other ways do you want me to say it? Women die at the hands of black men far greater than any other race. So what other ways to say it?
Okay, I'm not gonna fuss with you about it. You not understand what I'm saying. The stat is different depending on if you say this. We just talking about killings only or just deaths in general.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So if she dies at the dentist, that ain't a killing by a black man. See what I'm saying?
Of course not.
That's what I'm trying to say.
As far as percentages, women die at a higher rate by the hands of black men than any other race and any other thing.
But you want to fight me today?
No, I don't want to fight you, but I mean, it is what it is. Don't get upset at me.
I just want to clarify the stat, because people throw out a lot of stats. I just want to make sure what the stat is.
Hold on.
You just wanted to reword it another way.
I just want to make sure I was clear. I might be slow.
This isn't going to be a man bashing thing. It's not.
Oh, I don't think it is. I just want to make sure I understood the stat.
But again, we have a lot of stories coming out.
You know, I'm not the smartest dude in the world.
I cut my feet off. I'm sorry. I was cutting my feet off.
Oh.
But it's not going to be a man bashing, thing. But like I said, there's been a lot of stories lately, and I just saw the one about the woman in Oxon Hill. The man just confessed to strangling her and dumping her body in the dumpster. Then we have the one with the guy setting her on fire and she was pregnant. And then we also have the white teacher that disappeared. But they have their own little sets of issues.
You said the white teacher disappeared what?
The one that was pregnant. And come to find out that her boyfriend shot her in the back of the head.
That was a black man too?
No, it was a white guy. But that's why I said they have their own sets of issues. But it all translates into violence against women, period. And why men are so violent.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going on with you guys, and does that contribute to a lot of the violence that we see in our own communities?
Hold on, but that now I feel like you're making like generalized statements.
No, I'm not making a generalized. How's that a generalized statement when the percentages of murders, rapes, and abuse are at the hands of men. How is that generalizing that all men? I'm not saying all men, but I'm just saying they account for the highest percentage. Black women, again, account for the highest percentage of domestic abuse by other black men, and again, deaths by other black men. So it's something that needs to be talked about. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. So if we see all these increasing stats, and we also see that violence against women have increased within the last, 12 years. What is contributing to this? It's worth a discussion. It's not the violent women aren't doing it, the men are doing it. So don't act like I'm generalizing all men. When you're doing statistics, it's from a particular group of men, yes. But for statistics and conversation's sake, we're saying this because men are the highest rate of this. So we can't pick it apart that you're generalizing, because then we can't have a conversation.
So what's the so start the conversation then?
We will. That's going to be in our second hour.
Oh, I thought it was about to start now.
No, that's going to be in our second hour, because y'all want to get all technical. Y'all want to get all technical.
You need to start it now then.
No, I don't want to start it now.
We don't need to stay shit for the second hour, goddamn.
I don't want to start it now. The only reason why I had to get so much in depth with it, because of course I had my men to try to challenge what the hell I was saying. So that's the only reason why I had to get so hyped and in depth with it.
No, Simba. Nobody was challenging what you said.
When we go into the second hour, and I will get out my points about this, then you guys can ask me all the questions that you want. I haven't even gone into the segment.
How you gonna tell me when I can
so
ask
you can hear, because we haven't even gone into the segment to hear what we're going to talk about. So once I get out everything, then maybe it'll make a little bit more sense to you, because I haven't even talked about the articles and the research where I got these stats from. So once we talk a little bit more about that, then you'll have a better understanding. Then we can get the questions and the debate going. Does that sound fair?
Sounds awesome.
Okay, all right. So let's move on.
So she teased that 20 minutes early. So what else?
No, because you guys wanted to know. Wait a minute, I lost.
Let's talk about the protesters.
Okay, that's exactly what I want to go. No, I want to talk about Chicago really quick.
Okay.
And I want to talk about Kenneka Jenkins. So that was like the biggest who done it. Like, I don't want to make light of the situation because it was a terrible situation. A young girl lost her life, but yeah, they are ready to jump me. T, you see what I gotta deal with being the only woman here? They can't take it.
Don't even start that woman shit. And hold that, Tia.
That's Tia.
Tell her pull up. She know where the studio at.
Pull up.
Tell her Tia pull up. Hey, look, hold on now. So you just talked about, you was teasing the next thing about the violence against women. But what you talking about right now is violence against women, right? Ain't this the storyline?
It's not violence against women, because no one.
This the girl in the freezer?
Because to what the reports are, it was just a horrific mistake. It was just a horrific mistake.
Right, I saw the little video.
So yeah, it's not really violence against women.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you again. I'm gonna go ahead. Go ahead.
You come back here all feisty and shit.
I ain't feisty.
He feisty.
Hold on, every time I ask a question, I'm feisty. You can't question the intellectual vixen. She too intellectual to be questioned out here. She out here throwing out stats. I asked for clarification on the stat now. I'm feisty.
Right.
Even though she the one yelling and screaming over here.
That's right. I'm going to. And y'all ain't going to do shit about it.
Ain't nobody scared of you because you get loud.
All right, can we continue on? So this was like the biggest whodunit case there ever was. There was all these crime solvers on Facebook, Instagram, everybody solved the mystery.
Yeah, everybody CSI.
You had the music producers who used their programs to kind of isolate the sounds, and they were saying that he's raping her, and all this shit that was going back and forth that the police said was just a horrible thing because it was hampering the real investigation of what happened. Then you have the rape glasses. They've actually named these glasses the rape glasses. Like I said, I don't want to make light of this. But the rape glasses, where people apparently saw the whole thing go down through the reflection of the glasses.
On Snapchat, right?
On Snapchat or Instagram Live or wherever they are. The whole thing went down on the glasses. Then they put another girl killing herself on live, which the girl was getting all these threats who had nothing to do, didn't even live in the same state as the other people. But do you see how social media can run and take this shit and go crazy?
Another girl associated with that?
There was another girl who had mental issues, and she was on her live playing with knives, saying she was going to kill herself. Had nothing to do with Chicago, didn't even live in Chicago, had nothing to do with the Jenkins case. But people took this video and said she was there at the hotel and she killed herself because she had something to do with the murder.
So she wasn't related to it.
Didn't even live in the same
state. But social media made her related to it, and now she done killed herself, and then she killed herself on whatever.
But she didn't really kill herself. She was taken away for, mental health. But this girl was like mentally fucked up, so she's already dealing with issues that she has going on. Then to come out that the internet has already persecuted her and killed her and labeled her this horrible person who killed this girl. Like, how fucked up is that?
That is terrible.
And then
this whole thing is all this killing and doing dumb ass shit on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, Snapchat is crazy as shit. I just found out that that Snapchat porn is like, it's like a real ass like genre now.
Is it really?
Yeah,
so
like,
is it a hashtag?
I'm like, no wonder the youngest all on Snap because they be on Snap fucking.
Is that it? So every time I promote on my pictures and I'm like, are you following me on Snap? Are they thinking it's Snapchat porn? Is there a hashtag called Snapchat porn?
I don't think so. What I'm saying, like, it's a whole genre.
How do you find it though?
Hey, they got Snapchat. You go on Pornhub, whatever.
I can't even fucking use Snapchat.
I don't know how to use Snapchat. I guess they be fucking on there. They put ears on their ass and all kinds of shit.
I can't fuck with that shit. Yeah, I don't even like y'all. I don't even use that shit. So I couldn't tell you.
So apparently the police was sitting on some information. A lot of people were worried that the police were so quiet doing this whole ordeal. Like, we don't hear much from the police about what's going on. So apparently their video and the video footage just came out that shows her wandering the hallway, shows her getting off the elevator, stumbling, barely can walk, trying to find her way and feel her way. We haven't seen the video of her at the moment she exactly goes into the freezer. That I'm not sure if that video exists or what's going on with it, but we haven't seen that. But you can apparently see that this girl, I'm not sure if she's on any drugs, but she's definitely, inebriated, that she doesn't know where the hell she's at. She looks like she's lost and she's struggling.
But everybody said they faked that video now, right? Everybody said this is a fake video because the girl in the video is bigger than the girl in real life, and she had on different clothes and all this stuff.
Of course, when you're on video, you always look bigger on video than you do on picture.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. And then when you're taking selfies in the bathroom, your angles are everything. So to me, it looks like the same girl walking. And again,
it looks like that to me.
It's a grimy ass, low quality surveillance video.
That shit look like them Android videos y'all.
Right. So it definitely is going to be a little skewed because it's not the best quality. But a lot of people are saying that it wasn't her. A lot of people are saying that they did this to get her organs. They wanted to sell her organs on the black market. That's all the shit that I'm hearing on social media. But again, all this shit is going crazy, which again hampers the investigation and it hampers the family from getting some sort of closure. But again, on the flip side, you kind of want this shit. You want the pressure because can we really trust the police? Can we really trust what they're saying? So is it good to have this social media pressure? Because we see that a lot of shit gets rectified by the pressure of the people in social media.
So where's the girl? Where's the girl with the hat on the rape glasses?
I just hate that shit.
No, because there was the girl and two dudes that was on the rape glasses shit, right? So where's the girl on the rape glasses?
Well, they've all turned themselves in and they've all spoken with her and none of them have been charged. So obviously the police feel comfortable with what they told them. I guess it all, backs up. It all backs up with the video, with the stories that they've told. It all backs up with her walking into the freezer. And again, we never know because we want to see that video. Does video exist of the actual moment she walked into that freezer? We haven't seen it yet. And there was a activist that came out and spoke and said that he saw the video of her walking into the freezer.
I'm going to be. I kind of jumped on the bandwagon when it first happened, and I stepped back like, man, I'm not getting into that fray. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible that it happened.
Right.
Like it was, it's like people start obsessing with it now.
Just shut the fuck up.
And it's like, it's so everybody got a different theory. Like the thing is, if she was murdered and raped and hurt in any way, they need to be found and convicted.
Because we're still waiting for an autopsy and we're still waiting for a toxicology. So we haven't seen an autopsy yet.
If she happened to go in there mistakenly, and froze to death, you know what I'm saying? That shit in itself with her mother got to be heartbroken.
And it sounds plausible. Doesn't it sound?
Well, everybody said that she wouldn't have been able to go in there and lock it, apparently, or something like that, right?
Well, they were saying that the doors it had a panic button, but unless you were in there before or know where it's at, you wouldn't know.
So you could lock it.
So yourself. You could go in, and the doors are so heavy she couldn't get out. She was really drunk. They said that it was dark as shit. If you go into that freezer, this is what the activist said, that it was total darkness, that she wouldn't have been able to get out. And if you saw the video of her stumbling, she had to hold on to
I saw the video,
the railing just
from
to
the
be
elevator
able,
and all
just
that.
to be able to stand up.
Yeah, I mean, this shit is all. I mean, I just want them to hurry up, get the autopsy and the toxicology, all that stuff out, because that's the only thing that's going to give
But
any kind of.
even then, it's not going to shut the internet detectives up.
Nah, I mean, nothing's going to ever shut up internet detectives and trolls and the conspiracy theorists and all this shit, because everybody want to blame. Everybody talking about they harvesting organs every day, right? All that shit ain't going nowhere. It's been around forever, like.
So a lot of people say, why put so much focus and energy on this when you have especially in the city of Chicago, when you have all these murders happening on your front door? Where are all the social media detectives then trying to solve these murders and get involved in what's going on in their community?
They be there. It's just not as prevalent as this, because this is a unique.
But when it comes to your community, you know, we live by the code, no snitching.
Yeah, don't get me started with the whole stop snitching shit. I'll go on a whole big rant. But,
no,
it's because it's all normalized, right? Like all the murder is normalized for in the street or black men.
Right.
When black men get killed, you might as well just step on a roach. Right. It ain't no news. It's not newsworthy, right? So this is a more newsworthy situation. This is why all the internet detectives out here. But somebody come in here and kill all of us right now, they ain't gonna really talk about it. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck, because we just some old regular black motherfuckers that got killed like they kill everybody else. That's how they talk about it no matter where you go. Don't read the comments on no kind of social media.
No, you can't, because
or fuck.
Lord
or news
Jesus,
articles and all this.
I made a post the other day about that law enforcement group that I'm in, and I'm trying to stay under the radar because, I get good shit and shit that they talking about, so I can't out myself and go to battle with people because it's nothing but racist fucks on this site. But I got close, like I couldn't take it anymore.
Add me to that punk.
I couldn't take it anymore, so I started going back, but then I had to reel myself in and remember that I can't expose myself. But it's fucking crazy.
Explain to me. So you're in a police group?
So it's a police group. So it's a law enforcement group for law enforcement, and their family and friends who support law enforcement. So most of the people on here are police officers themselves in the military or friends and family, wives, girlfriends.
They police and military?
Yeah. Most of them are just racist as fuck, and they all use their profiles, and they'll say their personal profiles, and they'll say, this is why people call niggers niggers. Then they'll follow up, but not good blacks.
Really? Add me to that joint.
But this is all you see. Like
I got some like my little sister police. I can be in their family and friends.
So it was a video of a black girl stealing. Right. Did you guys see that video of the little white lady on her little scooter in the grocery store, and she gets up to get something off the shelf, and the young black girl comes and steals her purse from underneath and walks away. So it was a fucked up situation. But of course, these are the videos that they love to post and share in these groups. Look at the heathen. Look at the person who's never worked a day in her life. This is what happens when the black people sit at home and live off of the system. They just want to steal from the hardworking white people. And these are niggers and these are savages. Like white folk don't steal.
Yeah, I mean, but that's been the storyline forever.
But isn't it alarming that these type of views are on a law enforcement site?
No,
it's not alarming in the fact that because we know
we both said that in unison.
But no, let me clarify that. We know that this shit exists, so it's not alarming in that fact. But it's alarming that this is law enforcement and people don't believe black folk when we say that there is that racist element in law enforcement.
Now listen, they believe you. They just don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
That's the difference. It's not people aren't dumb. They believe it. They just go, yo, it's your fault.
It's your fault.
It's not that it doesn't happen. It's that whenever it happens, it's your fault that it happened, and that it wouldn't happen if your ass just wasn't so goddamn reckless and black. That's all. It's not that they don't believe you. They just don't. They don't care. That's all it is. You know what I'm talking
but it's
about?
just unfair that the fact that we get generalized all together and they can be separate.
Well, it's just like they go, oh, I wasn't in the Klan. I wasn't people. I didn't own slaves and all this shit. But we can't say, oh, well, we're not the motherfuckers that's killing everybody in Baltimore. We're just normal black people who ain't murderers. But they lump us all together. Go, nah, nigga, you a fucking whatever. But it's weird, but it's never gonna stop. You watching all the news coverage. I see my man CK. What's up, CK? CK was one of my teachers in the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Oh, hi, CK.
Right? So, and he's in media. I got a lot of media people. We go through media.
That's why you're such a diva. That's why you sassy. You a diva.
I'm not a diva.
He got his sunglasses on right now, looking at me, talking about he not a diva.
I'm not a diva.
Ain't a damn bit of sun in this room. He got his little sexy tight shirt,
and I got a lazy eye,
dripping in
so I ain't want that
all
on
bearded up, talking about he not a diva.
So look, this is the thing. When everybody knows that the media always grabs the most ratchetest of the ratchet black people, you'll look at, they gonna interview somebody at the subway about elevators, right? They go, oh, what do you think about the elevators? The black people be like, shit, elevator, I need to get myself to the top.
Can I just say that I have picked the most amazing co-host, like, because you guys understand me that I need to be the princess and I need to be the queen, and you guys put up with my tantrums and my spoiledness and my bratty ways, and you handle me so well.
Well, somebody got to do it. You ain't gonna stop, goddamn.
There's like a lot of men don't know how to handle me, but you guys handle me so well because you know I don't mean it, right? You know that I love you, right?
Yeah, ain't nobody scared of you. I mean,
yes, you are. Just
pull up, hey, you get with it. You know what I'm saying? You just get real loud and you think that's gonna scare somebody off.
No, it's not.
I'll be
that's
like,
just how I do it.
I'm gonna let you finish. Hit it with the
because
Kanye.
You have no choice.
Hit it with the Kanye. I'm gonna let you finish.
Because you have no choice.
All right.
But anyway, yeah.
So
I don't know. We got off track.
Let's move on to what we were talking about, and it kind of segues into St. Louis. So St. Louis yesterday experienced its second night of violence over the acquittal of police officer Jason Stockley for the shooting death of Anthony Lamar Smith, who was shot 5 times in 2011 following a high-speed chase. So, of course, Stockley says that Malik.
I'm sorry.
He had the rocket chair going
like
over
Grandpa.
I
forgot you and Grandpa was going all through your bones. But,
oh, damn.
Hey, don't talk about his grandpa status. When
I'm not throwing, like, you guys always talk about, like, I'm throwing shots and shit. I'm not. That's just me. Y'all know I'm sarcastic.
But that's funny that we do have a grandpa. But Malik is young, though. So
he's a young grandpa. He is, but he's a grandpa. And you were just reminding us that you're a grandpa.
I feel like you should start wearing, like, what do you call it?
Argyle sweater. Yes, I see some pictures.
You got the Argyle sweater?
No, I had no Argyle sweater.
All right,
we're going to get you one. You're going to say WMSK on it.
So, of course, Stockley used the famous line, I feared for my life, because he said that Smith had a gun. So, apparently, this gun had no DNA on it except for the officer's gun. So, making a lot of people to come to the assertion that this gun was planted, which isn't so far to be unbelievable, especially when we saw footage coming out of Baltimore with police officers planting drugs on suspects. And he was even shown on dash cam saying, I'm going to kill this motherfucker.
Yeah. We about to kill this motherfucker.
We about to kill this motherfucker.
Yeah. That's nothing new. The police been planting shit forever.
So he waived his right to a jury trial, and we have Circuit Court Judge Timothy Wilson ruled not guilty because, of course, I don't even think if he had a jury trial would have even made any difference.
Nope.
But this is what the judge cited in his ruling, that Smith was a dope boy in saying that an urban heroin dealer not in possession of a firearm would be an anomaly. This is what the judge said.
He's just saying that because he was a dope boy, he probably didn't
have a gun. He's synonymous with being violent and having a weapon. Yeah.
I mean, what else they gonna say? It's not none of that surprising at all.
But we already know that St. Louis has a long history of racial tensions anyway.
The country has a long history of racial tensions.
But I mean, it
don't matter. It don't matter where you go.
No, it doesn't matter where you go. But for this story, we're talking about St. Louis, and we're talking about the start of it all. Even with our own uprising here, St. Louis and Michael Brown. So the city is still hasn't healed from that. So this is an extra layer that other cities around. Yeah, but this is it's extra sensitive in this particular area. I have a lot of friends in St. Louis. It's extra sensitive in this particular area than it is in other areas. Just like if something happened here in Baltimore, because we've had riots and uprisings before in Freddie Gray, it's a little bit more sensitive here, and that's why they make certain decisions, because we know that the shit is still brewing.
That's why who makes certain decisions?
And that's why the mayor got rid of those damn Confederate statues in the middle of the night, because she knows that Baltimore is still brewing with a lot of tensions from police officers in the community, and anything can set this fire off. And that's the same tension that a lot of people who live in St. Louis are explaining too. It's still there. And again, St. Louis is a hotbed of it. And then when you add Michael Brown and you add, that officer getting off, people haven't necessarily healed. They've made a lot of moves forward as far as getting, an all-black city council elected. They have the majority. They're getting a lot of people who the city road had all their financial gains off the back of the city. That's how they made all their money by, all these financial and motor vehicle fines. So they made a lot of progress in that. But then again, you have this officer getting acquitted. So it's like, what was all that for? What was the riots for? What was all of this getting out and pushing people to a vote and get involved in the political process when it turns around and it just shows you everything that you've done, everything that you worked for, still doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't. It's never anybody who's upset or shocked or whatever or feel like that all these riots or protests or whatever you want to call it are going to sway the leadership or the courts in any. They lying to themselves. I mean, black people or white people, whoever, you've been riding for forever.
And we've seen shit on video live.
They beat Rodney King's ass all them years ago on TV, on TV, and got off. And they're gonna keep doing it till this day. It's literally the same thing. That's why they come up with these body cams. Now the body cams are gonna help. No, they not. No, they not. Nothing helps. The only thing that's gonna help, I'm not even gonna say what what I'm gonna say because I would get in trouble for what I'm gonna say.
No, you're not gonna get in trouble just as long as you're not calling the mayor a bitch.
Oh no, I ain't never said that in my life.
No, I know you haven't. That's why I said that's the only thing you'll get in trouble for. So but
the
punk police. We have a drinking game. Every time you say punk police, everybody takes a drink.
Hey, look, there's nothing that's gonna happen until there's some kind of real punishment for these punk police. Right. Like they dead ass have to lose their job, or somebody got to pull up on them. That's the only way it's ever going to change.
Well, you see what
if there's no fear of actual retaliation, whether or not you're going to lose your money or you're going to lose your life.
Right.
So you choose one of those. Got to happen until there's a real live situation. Then why would they change?
So what we saw
their people support it. Like they support that shit.
We saw in the instance of the white nurse who got arrested for not allowing the police officers to draw blood from that unconscious patient. That justice was swift and it was harsh. It came with the swiftness. The mayor came out and made a statement. The police officer was fired. There's a retraining for the officers in now. So you can see the difference in the disparity when it comes to something like this. Their justice comes because she, that was the perfect.
Because they was wrong. The thing is,
but how often are they wrong to people of color?
The thing is, everybody.
But we've always did something to warrant it.
It's your fault when they're wrong.
Right.
It's just like anything else. Like it's always we have two different justice systems. The end. Like it's not even really a discussion that anybody should even be having in 2017, whether or not there's an inequity in how justice is applied to people of color versus Caucasians.
Well, it is because did you see all the recent reports that came out? And we've talked about this a lot. And you guys hate it, but we have to recognize that it exists.
Recognize what?
White oppression. That they feel oppressed. You guys hate the term, and again, we all agree that it does not. We all agree that it does not exist. We know that, but again, there's all these polls and things that are coming out now that people actually feel that they are oppressed. That their oppression supersedes Hispanics. It supersedes blacks. It supersedes gays. It supersedes everyone, and especially when it comes to white Christians, that they're being persecuted.
They feel like they're under attack for whatever reason. But the problem is because they normalize being unaffected by shit. Whenever they do get affected by something, it's extreme.
It's extreme to them.
So it makes sense for them to feel like that.
But how does it make sense to feel that their oppression is
because it's theirs.
Is majority over anyone's, that theirs rates, but even to feel that they're oppressed in the first place.
But they don't know no different. Because with any little thing that rocks the world is going to feel like it's massive because in every other aspect they're used to being for it not being
but we're still
at all.
Trying to wait to find out what rocks their world though, because
everything.
I put a call out to this. Tell me some valid things that white people feel oppressed about, because I'm willing to have the discussion. I'm willing to have the discussion to figure out why they feel this way. Let's talk about it, but no one can give me valid points. Especially with Christians, they get all the money. All their money is tax free. They get to opt out of government rulings when it comes to discrimination and shit like that. Christians can do whatever the fuck that they want, but they feel like they're so oppressed and they're a dying breed.
Hey.
Somebody made a good point. They said white people will always center their feelings when someone else's advocacy is the topic of the discussion.
That's true.
That's true.
Right,
true.
right.
I mean, it just is weird. I mean, just like they don't, everybody thinks that their struggle is the worst one. No matter if it's Caucasians, black people, then you got the gay people, then you got Latinos, Asians. Everybody, depending on women, everybody thinks that their struggle is the worst struggle when they're in it. I mean, hey, now whether or not it's substantiated by anything for real in real life, no. But they're the people, they're the majority still, and they still have control of everything.
And what's so funny?
And so when their shit gets put on the front end, on the platform, when their shit gets put at the forefront, then it's gonna get addressed. Period. Because their people look like them.
But the fucked up thing is, since they feel as though they're so busy being oppressed, they're showing that they don't feel as though racism is a big deal or it exists.
It's not that they don't feel as though racism is a big
No.
deal.
This is what I'm talking about. The poll that recently came out. Because the oppression is such a big thing to them, they don't feel that actual racism is a huge deal and it still exists.
Right.
That we're not being,
That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like their racism is so racist that they don't even realize that they're racist.
That they're racist,
you know
absolutely.
So they're talking about being oppressed. We got to understand that racism is inundated in American culture. You know what I'm saying? They're never going to be happy about anything that we do.
And let's talk about your daughter a little bit, because I know about the video that she made about what she's experienced going to an all-white school and the blatant racism. And I know that she mentioned it's not as blatant as saying you're a nigger or I hate you.
Right.
It's deeper than that.
It is. Man, listen. One of the most strongest forms of racism that they use is subtle racism. You know what I'm saying? It's subtle as fuck. But if you're not a person that picks up on that, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to catch it. Because some people are just, go along and get along. My daughter, she picked up on it. You know what I'm saying?
Smart.
And, I sat down and had a conversation with her Friday night. And she's like, this school is so racist. She was like, it's not, they are targeting us as black kids. There's like 100 something black kids in that. She was like, there is not one black adult in the school, not teacher, not administrator. She was like, she said, how do I supposed to feel safe and go to somebody I can trust about these issues that I'm dealing with?
And we've already
when I'm looking around, I can't trust none of the faces that I'm
And we've already seen reports that black kids have a higher rate of being suspended over white kids.
Right.
And especially black girls have a higher rate of being suspended as well.
Oh man, listen. I went to a majority white junior high and high school, right? One of the top schools in the area. You know what I'm talking about? So when you bring up the women, we used to have a little team of chicks, black chicks, that hung out on the second floor of my school. Literally 2-3 times a week, these same chicks would get in trouble, get sent to the principal's office, there would be some kind of problem that they were having with these chicks for no reason.
Attitude, the angry black
they were basically like scared of these chicks, right? And it was so ridiculous because they were doing the same thing that all the other kids were doing, right? Everybody hangs out between classes, laughing, being loud, going to the store. We used to leave campus. We had a little campus. You could leave campus, go to Safeway, go do whatever you want to do. But whenever these chicks did it, right, it was a problem.
Because black kids,
I didn't understand it.
Scarier, we look older.
We're
more intimidating.
They're louder. We had one girl.
We don't feel pain.
She was bigger. She's a big girl.
Right.
She got there 6'1", 6'2", big girl, right? But they would get so scared of these chicks, and I'm like, yo, they're not doing nothing that nobody else is doing.
Right.
And I had to stand up for them because I've been standing up for people since forever. You know what I'm talking about? I've always been the super pro black.
Tight shirt.
Right.
I've always had to say that shit because I'm gonna say it. You know, why wouldn't I say it?
Right.
We all here. We all smart. We all go to this school. We all of us belong to be here. You ain't gonna pull up on my homegirls talking all this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about, they too loud. Or something. This one black guy came from another school. He's only stayed there for a couple months because he couldn't take it. Every day, Demetrius was in trouble. Every day for no reason. Because he's black.
And that's what the fuck they do.
He doing the same petty shit that all the other little petty ass teenagers was doing.
Right.
Ain't no big deal.
But
they don't get that shit because they want to say, like, my school was one of the first integrated private schools in D.C. So they would tout that shit like, yo, this is the foundation of our school is this integration and blah, blah, blah. But we got the same percentage of black people in this school now as was in that first picture in 1960 or 70, whatever the hell it was.
Doing what we have to do.
It's the same shit, the same amount. In my class, it was like 4 black dudes.
Right.
If that, I don't even think it was me there. It might be 4 black dudes in the class of over 100 people. That's crazy. Right. Anyway, my fault. Sorry for that tangent.
But I definitely. So you definitely understand and feel where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I mean, it's subtle. It's subtle. It's pretty much not anybody out here for real that's gonna pull up on black people talking about nigga this, nigga that. For the most part,
right.
All that shit is low key.
Right.
Most of it's low key.
We've had an increase of. We have the little boy several little kids who've gotten, the noose around their neck, who they try to hang these little kids. Yeah. We have, the people riding around trying to mow down people with their Confederate flags.
Well, I'm saying like that is there, but it's not. Right. It's not. That's not something that. Like, his daughter gonna experience that regardless.
Yeah, but
like, it's always been subtle, more so than.
But I'm just saying, since Trump has become president, it's not as subtle anymore.
I tell him
these motherfuckers have become empowered to do this fuck shit that they've been doing. Like I said, the nooses that are appearing all around the city, the little kids that are being, are trying to be hung. The kids making the pictures of them wearing KKK hoods and shit like that. Like, people don't give a fuck anymore.
People don't understand. Listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are at a time in this country, you know what I'm saying, where, black people need to, wake up and realize and, see the reality of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Too many people don't understand the reality of the situation. You feel me? This, what's going on with these Confederate flags and all that shit, this is, that's a war that they're going to fight amongst themselves.
You know what I'm saying?
I let them fight that war amongst themselves. What we need to start doing is we need to start getting our shit together, because at the end of the day, we not going to spend another generation fighting racism. We already know it there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, keep fighting and fighting, and I always have said the same thing. People got to stop looking for inclusion and acceptance from somewhere else, right? Like you're not going to get it from these people.
Right.
You shouldn't even want it from these people.
Right.
You don't need. Why is that what you're seeking?
So
as long as you had a black inferiority complex, it's never gonna change ever in your life. You cannot continue to perpetuate that shit.
Absolutely. And again, we like to promote, self-responsibility and finding what we can do for ourselves, especially as a community. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll kind of segue us into our next segment about men and their tendency for violence and how it relates to our community, and especially violence against black women. So keep it locked to Let's Talk. We'll be right back. We good? All right.
Oh yeah, they gonna move.
So don't bite my head off and shit. You guys will hear what I'm talking about, especially with what's happened to Malik over the weekend. All those stories that have come out, it's something that we need to talk about and something that we can't ignore. A lot of black women feel like we hold no value. And I'm not generalizing again. These are for the men who exhibit these type of violent behavior. And again, unless you are a violent man who goes around raping and beating up women, then you have nothing to worry about. It's not about generalizing.
No, it's not about generalizing.
So you should understand that, like, when people throw that up, what about generalizing? Like, I made a post today about the young black woman who lost her life because the guy strangled her. She was going to leave him. He strangled her and put her body in a dumpster. So a guy comes up and says, well, some of the women are expressing how they feel, that they feel as though black women hold no value to black men, that we're not being protected. And again, we talked about the number one killer of black women is black men. He comes up and says, well, let's talk about all the abortions that black women have, and they're the number one killer of babies. Again, who does that? You have to be a woman-hating troll to come onto a post about a black woman losing her life at the hands of another black man for domestic violence, to talk about what women are allowed to legally do with their bodies. Like, where's the correlation with that?
That's clearly a troll. Like, see, I never give a lot of trolls a lot of airtime anyway. I might die with him here and there, but you can't take that and even spend a lot of time debating with these motherfuckers.
Yeah, but it's just crazy. And we can't ignore it. Like, it's not a pretty picture. I love my black men, and it's nothing that is pretty, and it's nothing that nobody is proud of, but it's something that we can't ignore, especially with these stats and these numbers.
I'm not saying that.
I'm going to try to get you in my shot, too.
No, I'm not
saying you don't like this?
that.
No, I'm good. I was just messing with you. But like the camera in my face, it kind of made me feel uncomfortable. But what you said, Malik?
We need to have more than just out.
I know. We're going to get our shit together, y'all. We're going to go over to a podcast
go like
soon.
this.
Where all three of us will be in the picture. I know that you guys like staring mostly at all of this, but I'm going to let them get some shine.
You was being cocky just now?
No, never that. Never.
You heard you said? Talk about, I love y'all like staring at all this.
But go ahead, Malik. Because you were the first one to call me out saying generalize, and like, you can't do that.
No, what I'm saying is, like, we know it's
I don't have another cup. You have something I could pour it in?
Can you start bringing cups?
I had some, but I left them.
Hey, anybody watching out here, make sure y'all get on Tiana's live feed and harass her about not bringing cups to share her liquor with people.
Let me tell y'all, I said before, I've been so unfocused about shit. I'm on, I'm getting back to where I need to be. I've been unfocused. There's just been a lot of shit going on. I haven't been.
Why you been so unfocused?
Because there's just been a lot of shit going on. I'm allowed to have my fucked up moments. I'm a woman. I'm allowed to like fuck everything and be selfish for a while, right? I'm allowed to do that. Especially as a wife and a mother, and I'm allowed to do that. And a businesswoman, I'm allowed to be selfish.
You gonna do all this?
You're not getting any of my wine.
Live your life, y'all.
But no, I'm getting it back together. Malik, I talked about this last week. Malik already got into my shit several times.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, I'm the captain of the ship. If I don't have my shit together, nothing is gonna flow right. And I apologize for letting you guys down and being selfish for a while.
Oh, slide over. Can you slide over?
Why, you want to come sit closer to me?
I'm gonna sit right there. So we can get the shot. So me and you in here. So
what you say, Malik?
We gonna practice.
I'm saying, like, we need to get back on point, right? You know.
I think
the show is a great show, good platform. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to go back to where it was, where it's going. I mean,
I think it's still. You think it's not flowing?
Like, what are you talking about?
Like, no, I'm saying, like,
you got a quarter of it.
Mm-hmm. You want me to fuck it up on the other side? Or you do it?
Yeah, we be having natural conversation.
I do this.
That's the great thing I love about it. If you know just a natural conversation.
I gotta give y'all kisses too.
The conversation with
all of this, y'all there.
The conversation with you guys is great. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy it. I look forward every Sunday to have these conversations.
It's hot.
Oh yeah,
you know
I agree.
Like I think this is a great platform. You know, and like let's have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, we are having fun. You talking too much.
So hold on, you think that? So what do you think? You think it's been going downhill?
Like we this is not the conversation to be having in front of company.
Oh, I don't know. And I was just asking him a question. You know what I'm saying? Because he said that you need to get your life together and get us.
I know I've been unfocused, but don't act like we haven't been having good shows. Like really?
No,
I haven't been showing up. Like I've been showing up drunk in a bad wig with lipstick smeared across my face and shit.
That's what I heard you been doing. I heard you gotta get your life together, goddamn.
No,
I was not saying that.
My life will never slip into chaos like that.
Hey, my mama said is there a way to hear him more clearly? I wish we got to get it together because he all the way on the other side of the.
Yeah, because he's engineering. So we're gonna have everybody.
Eventually, we gonna get everybody in the same shot.
Right.
And have one feed.
I would love to join the feed. You know, cause that's.
I smell crabs. I'm hungry.
So, what
you been eating crabs?
Nah, Sean. You gotta get. You having a little moment.
Yeah. What everybody do this weekend?
What did I do this weekend?
What are y'all cooking? Because I'm so hungry.
I went to a nice little dinner party last night.
Weddings and dinner parties. You just
it was good. It was good.
Oh, do you want some wine? You can drink out the bottle.
Cornbread, living the life. Let them enjoy themselves.
Let it drip all down in your beard. Have your beard all glistening and things.
Hey, listen.
Y'all want to see him spill the wine all in his beard?
Nah, I don't do no spillage.
Malik, do you have any more?
That's rookie business.
Do you have any more Rice Krispie treats?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Oh my God! I ate a whole box of Rice Krispie treats last night. I'm so goddamn sick. Like, you know, I've been on this vegetarian kick. I've been a vegetarian, right? But I've been so fat over the weekend. I had a cheeseburger on Friday. I cried. I've been just so fat. God damn it, Malik!
Well, he just knocked over the court. But
Don't go out to that car and get shit out. Sit your ass down.
We're gonna try to get it together, y'all, and get everybody in one shot and all that good stuff.
Fish salad. But yeah, I've been eating so much junk and snacks, and I ate a whole box of Rice Krispie treats in like 5 minutes. I was sick as shit.
We gotta drink. We ain't never drink the erotic on
No,
air.
but you need to bring us some bottles.
Kamal gave me a bottle of the erotic, so we're gonna drink that at some point and give y'all a real live taste test feedback on that. Since we got an official relationship with erotic with WMSK now.
Right.
You know, that Tia announced online. So that's what's up. We got all black everything.
We're gonna be doing some things for Howard's homecoming too. I'm excited about that.
We being ratchet today. That's why I wore my sunglasses in the building, because that's what ratchet people do. And I've given up on not being ratchet.
No, but that's a good balance. That's part of our show. We ratchet as shit, and we don't have our shit together all the fucking time, but we give you guys good shit. So, you know, it's a balance about.
Thanks for everybody that's checking in.
Ratchet.
I appreciate y'all watching, listening. Y'all want to go back on?
Why do I smell Obey? Like I'm so hungry.
What you been doing? You been doing something that got you smelling funny stuff?
I've been eating snacks all damn weekend. I'm sick of them, but I can't stop.
Regular snacks?
Like just snacks. Like I've been fucking up snacks and food like all weekend.
Snacks on snacks on snacks.
Snacks on snacks on snacks.
Hey, listen.
Like I wake up and I'm surrounded by wrappings and I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Surrounded. Hey, you know what?
That happened to me real shit last night.
They shouted. I'm addicted to Chick-fil-A, those Chick-fil-A cookies. I be buying the 6-pack, shouted. And that joint is a terrible situation. I buy the 6-pack, lay in the bed real fat, and then it'd be a situation.
Yo.
So y'all don't be out there
Thank you,
eating
Kyle.
all them
Kyle
damn
said it's
Chick-fil-A
his
cookies.
first time watching the show. I love the platform. Thank you. We appreciate you, Kyle. Like I said, we have our ratchet moments, but we have a lot of good shit that we're talking about. And we bring it to you in a way that you can understand and relate to it. You know, we don't like to be all stuffy and stuck up. I mean, we're smart people and we know what the hell we're talking about, right?
Yeah, we do know what we're talking
Well,
about.
we like to bring it to you in a way that everybody understands it.
Oh, yeah. So, my niece says, let's go, while we off the air, what about the situation where that
I'm eating naughty snacks. Naughty.
What about the situation? What?
Said,
Naughty Rice
I would rather
Krispie treats.
save a dog than a fucking nigga.
Who said that?
A firefighter.
Oh, for real? See, this is too much. Everybody will keep saying that shit.
Right. And so,
I don't think it's nothing new.
So what should people talking about? How many people you got on here? I can't see. I don't have my glasses.
It say 8 on there. You know,
Is that Dana? I can't see without my glasses.
Dana Bryan.
Dana,
What's up, Dana?
and Quetta.
Quetta Charity.
Hey.
What's happening? There's a bunch of people tuning in here and there. We
Hey
appreciate it.
guys.
You know, I ain't a superstar like yours over there. I gotta be like you.
right.
So when we come back, like I said,
I ain't that cute. I'm about to start being cute.
the next topic might get a little bit
Blend by blemishes in.
you know, a little bit sensitive with these emotional men and
We ain't emotional.
I didn't say you. Did I say you? You know, my page is full of emotional men. They know who I'm talking about. I didn't say you. Look, don't start that.
I just want to make sure. I'm about to say, you know what I'm saying? Just because I got an opinion don't mean I'm being
You a
honest.
little bit of a diva, though.
I'm not a diva.
You a little bit of a diva.
No.
You know what? The funny shit is my manager called me a diva.
See?
At work.
See?
But I'm not a diva. I don't do shit that I don't think makes any sense.
He take care of himself. That's it.
It has nothing to do with him taking care of himself.
No, he's talking about my mindset.
His
like, I got
attitude and his mindset.
But that's not true at all. I'm like the most regular, non-diva
regular guy in tight shirts that there ever was.
But I don't even wear tight. I wear fitted shirts sometimes.
Again, he comes up in here in sunglasses. It does the whole show with sunglasses.
I'm doing the show with sunglasses.
That's diva behavior.
I gotta block the shade that you be throwing at me all the time.
That's diva behavior.
Trying to hate on. She be hating on all the men.
Don't say that. I don't hate on men.
Yeah, I'm picking on
Malik, do I hate on men? I hate on the men who deserve it. I love men, especially my black men. I don't hate on men. I pick on the men who deserve it. And these motherfuckers come from me. I'm the sweetest person.
You the
sweetest person there ever was. I don't fuck with anybody. I don't mess with anybody. People come from me. And when you come from me, I'm going to make sure you get it good.
You'll come back.
I'm going to make sure you people don't understand how my black gay men. Clap back gay men. And I'm not going to curse at you. I'm not going to get all indignant and ghetto and rude. I'm going to be sweet and
you was kind of rowdy. I was listening last week. When I was up in Boston, I was listening last week, and you seemed a little aggressive last week.
Again, yes. No, I wasn't aggressive. Don't see y'all they try to put this angry black bitter woman on
I never
me.
said that. I'm not. If you get angry,
I was aggressive last week. Again, I'm in an environment with all men.
If you get
I'm in an environment with all women. What am I supposed to do? Let y'all run over top of me?
Be normal. Ain't nobody trying
No,
to
this is normal. If y'all
Malik,
this is my normal. If y'all know me, this is my motherfucking normal. Especially when I'm drinking.
That's your problem. We gotta call Alcoholics Anonymous up here. That's what the problem is. We just figured
Don't
it out.
say Alcoholics Anonymous because I don't drink.
As I drink, she just said she gave me a half of.
I only drink on Sundays. That's
Be
a
ready.
small bottle of wine and you know it.
It's a regular sized bottle of wine.
No. All I know is.
All you know was what?
We got one more song.
We got one more song.
You can fade this joint out if you want.
No, let's get out one more song. I'm hot.
But you know I ain't even gonna say nothing.
No, you say it. What you gonna say?
Now I was gonna say it don't matter if we faded out on that. Because once we come back on the stream, they ain't gonna hear it anyway.
Church in a bottle. That's right, Marlon. Church in a bottle.
Church in a bottle.
Church in a bottle.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Baltimore here on WMSK Online Radio, where talk radio just got better. So, welcome back, guys. If you guys were joining us on the live feed, we kind of turned up a little bit during the commercial break. So, I'm kind of worried about getting into this next topic. Are you men going to be okay with this?
Why would we be?
No, because you guys totally attacked me. Even Tia said on the feed that they're ready to jump you. Like, I didn't even get the topic out. I didn't even get anything out. But you guys were just, wait a minute. You're not going to generalize.
When you quote stats, though, for me, because I'm a little slow, right? When it comes to stats, I like for people to clarify what these stats are talking about. Right. Because a lot of people will throw out stats. My stats teacher told me a long time ago, 85% of stats are made up on the spot.
That's true.
Right? So, the thing is, if you're going to throw stats out, you need to make sure that you are clear on what population
Once
segment
I got
we're
into
talking
the
about.
segment, and we went further deeper into the issue, then you would have
no,
gotten all that.
But
I do have a problem with Malik's coming out talking about generalization. Why would you even say that? How could we have a discussion without you throwing generalization in there? Why even bring that up?
Because generalizations are dangerous.
Okay, but who says that I was generalizing? Who says that I was generalizing?
No, not you. I have been seeing. I have been seeing it a lot on.
I know what you've seen, but you specifically called me out and said that I was generalizing.
I never said.
Yes, didn't he? Come on, let's be real.
I never said you were generalizing.
Let's be real. You said, now wait a minute. Now you're generalizing.
But you were though.
No, I was not generalizing. How am I generalizing?
I didn't say that. You're right.
So how am I generalizing? That's like saying the sky is blue. It's a fact the sky is blue. Men create.
No, damn well ain't the same thing.
But it is the same thing. Men do most of the violent crimes. That's a fact.
That's true.
So how can you say that I'm generalizing by bringing that up as a stat?
Because when you when you talk about these guys,
I didn't talk about anything yet. I didn't say these guys. All I said was men. All I said was women lose their life by men. That's the number one killer of men. And I said that by stats, men are more violent and do most of the crime. And then you automatically say I'm generalizing.
Right. And the point that I'm making is this is what I have been seeing. I have been seeing a lot of generalization.
But what does that have to do with me?
So,
you didn't say I see a lot of generalizing. You said you are generalizing.
Because you know what I honestly feel? Like we use the thing with like let me say this. Black men are fucked up. Black men are fucked up.
We all are fucked up. We all are fucked up.
We establishing that black men are fucked up off the top. That's how we feel.
We are all fucked up.
No. What I'm saying is,
did you get write notes to me?
Nah, I just need to put my Rice Krispie treat right here.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying when I say these fuckboys, it's a whole different generation. You understand what I'm saying? But there's another generation, and there's another another side to it too, where you see cats like Cornbread, who's out there doing a lot of positive work. You know
so that's what I'm saying. Most people know. So when I say that 35% of the men, or whatever percentage we're throwing out, but I still am trying to understand how is that a generalization. How's that generalizing? Because we're not talking about folks like Cornbread. We're talking about men. We're talking about men who commit violent acts, and a majority. Right, but you said generalizing.
I do.
Just say that you just. I just want you to say you didn't mean to say generalizing because that was wrong.
Hey, just say it, bro.
Just say it.
You're right.
Just say it.
You just say it.
We gotta get to the topic.
We gotta get into it. All right.
Okay.
So go ahead. What's the topic?
All right.
Intellectual vixen.
So it is. Again, it's known and it is fact that most of the violent crimes committed are by the hands of men, and we're not even speaking about men in just the United States. Mm-hmm. By nature we're talking about all over the world.
All men.
Not saying all men.
No, I'm agreeing. It's all men across the world, not in DC, not in Baltimore, not black, not white. Just all men in general are more violent in general.
All more violent in general.
Oh, okay.
So where does this come from? And again, we're going to talk about how it translates into violence. The Lord, we're going to talk about how it translates into violence within our community and also violence against black women. So a lot of people are saying that this dates back to reproduction and the competition that other men face with other men to reproduce. Yeah. That's where the basis of this comes from.
Sounds legit to me. I already need to discuss it further than that. We already, it is what it is.
Right.
Men are naturally more aggressive and violent because we got more testosterone.
You have more testosterone. So they're even saying the competition among men leads to high level of violence, murder, assault, and battery amongst other men.
That's how we program.
And the reproduction leads to competition, and that's the root of it is reproduction with another female.
Yeah.
So a lot of men also say that that's why they feel as though women are the downfall of society. I've heard a lot of men say that.
Who said this? Say it again.
Some trolls would say that women are the downfall of society.
Women be the downfall
I speak about that a lot, that they say that once women lose their moral fabric, then the rest of society is soon to follow.
Why? Because the women are supposed to control the men?
Well, they're saying that by nature, women prefer to mate with men who have high status and good reputation.
True.
So most men are fighting this out and wanting to be the best in that competition.
Well, that's what and I mentioned that kind of slightly earlier. We were talking about how women go out to marry men or rich men, right? It's the same shit. So you want to establish your dominance for the women.
Right.
It's just like the damn, what you call it, the damn peacocks. Put their plumage out there. Be like, look, I'm pulling up. I'm the best motherfucker out here. Y'all women come get this. It's the same thing in any kind of other aspect of it too. That's why a lot of women end up with those crazy ass alpha males and shit like that who are more aggressive because deep down in your soul, a lot of women like that shit.
And I'm not gonna lie, especially with me being alpha female out here in these streets and at work and handling my business, I definitely seek out the alpha male type. And most women do.
Yeah, and even though like a little low key shit when you hear a lot of women say, oh, I want the man to take the lead and I want him to plan and I want him to do like all that shit, little shit like that. That comes out. That comes out in that phase, and it comes out, and it comes out in a turn violent when that shit ain't working in your favor. that it ain't where the party is. But when it's working in your favor, that's when you like it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's gonna be a situation where it ain't working in your favor.
Right.
And now you don't like that shit. And then, but that's just the nature of it. That's why a lot of old ladies will tell you, hey, that's the man. Shut the fuck up and give him the big piece of chicken.
And as a woman, I'm sorry to say, but I mean, it's true. We kind of we're attracted to that man who knows how to say or just give you that look that just says, shut the fuck up.
Sit your
and you
ass
do
down.
it. It's a certain way that a man has to be able to do it. Like, you don't need to rule I'm beating the shit out of you, I'm scared of you, but there's a certain way, especially if you're putting it down in the bedroom the right way. I always go back to that because if you can't control me in the bedroom, you can't control me in the street, but it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. Jeez. But I think alpha women, we love that man who can just give us that look to tell us just to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the women like that. I mean, they not all, but majority of women like that to know that their man can do it.
Because we want to feel like he can protect us. He's he's safe.
Yeah.
And we need to feel
that shit.
So we don't want a pussy man.
They like that shit.
So you're saying that?
But is a thin line between protection and obsession.
Well, that's what I said. You have to be able to do it the correct way.
Say that again,
There's a thin line between when people think of not us in here, but when these dudes, to them, it's a thin line between protection and obsession. You know what I'm saying? They feel like and I don't know what it is. Like I be reading these stories, bro, and it's like, where's the breakdown? I mean, we can talk about the issue about the violence against women because it's a big issue. I got all daughters. I'm afraid for my fucking children to go out here because you really don't know people. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, but it comes down to a lot of shit. Whereas though, we got to protect our women. We fighting this, we fighting that.
So let's talk about why we need to protect our women. So
why?
So black women experience intimate partner and domestic violence at a rate of 35% higher than of white women. And also black women are more likely to be victims of teen dating crime.
Teen dating crime?
Teen dating crime.
Okay.
Teen dating crime. And it also says that intimate partner violence, again, we talked about this earlier, intimate partner violence is the leading cause of death for black women. That supersedes heart disease, that supersedes cancer.
Who said this?
These are stats. So go ahead, Google it, look it up. What is the number one killer of black women?
Hold on. Sorry.
And we're not talking about disease. So they're saying black women die at the hands of anything else by other black men, and it's usually with domestic violence and intimate partner relationships.
So you said it does not include disease?
No. These stats include, that's the number one killer of black women is black men. They're dying.
Diseases and all that?
Yeah, off of heart disease, off of cancer. We're not talking about women. We're talking about black women. The number one killer of black women.
So black woman is more likely to die from a black man than heart disease.
Than heart disease.
Or cancer.
Or cancer. And so they're also saying that black women aren't looked at as good victims when this happens because they're looked at as loud, as ignorant, as the angry black woman who obviously did something to cause the violence against her.
Yeah.
The violence against herself.
Well, that's the demonization of black people in general. And then it comes, so the women are involved in that too. Just like when, it's just like anything else. Like black men die, it don't really matter because it was either your fault or it's not a big deal because you was going to probably get killed by one of your people anyway.
Anyway, so they're saying that most battered women who kill in self-defense, meaning that, they've been attacked, they've been raped or whatever, abused by their significant other, when they kill in self-defense, they're 3 times more likely to be convicted and incarcerated.
Yeah.
Over other white women who do the same type of thing.
All the stats are always going to be terrible for black people.
When it comes
no
to
matter what it is, I talked about this the other day, no matter what you talk about, if it's negative, it's always reported that it's a higher percentage within the black community besides everybody else. Nothing. We don't have no good shit. Right? It's always, black people got more heart disease. Black people got more
but let's talk about this as something that kind of
everything.
stepped out to me and what kind of speaks to us as a culture. 60% of black girls have experienced sexual abuse at the hands of black men before the age of 18. 60% of black women. That rate is alarming to me.
I think that's ridiculous.
And they did a similar study 12 years ago, and the study showed 12 years ago that number was only around 40%. So you have this huge uptake.
It went from 40 to 80?
It went from 40 to 60% within the last 12 years. So that's an insignificant jump that we can try to find out the reasons, what attributes to this spike in sexual violence towards black women before the age of 18. Can anybody think what could possibly have contributed within the last 12 years to make these numbers go up?
I think it's probably more so people are more apt to report shit now. Right. Younger people more apt to report than back in the day when you had to cover up for your uncle or your brother or your whoever that was touching you or that person at school or whatever, all that shit. People, I think one good thing about all the social media and the information age and all that shit is that people do know what they need to be doing and that there's other options and all the type of shit out there. So I think there's a higher percentage of people that that are going to report it and feel comfortable reporting it and all that type of thing.
Because let's talk about that molestation in the black families. That's something that's a deep, dark secret, something that we know it's a very high rate in black households, but it's something that we don't talk about.
I think people talk about
it. I think people talk about it.
But it's been taboo for a lot of years, and you guys can't
I think it's taboo in everybody's family.
No, but
I think it's taboo that we shouldn't have these conversations with our daughters anyway. Because check this out. If I find out any motherfucking man putting their hand on my fucking child, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. Blood, you could be my motherfucking father. You got to fucking die. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So,
But we can't ignore that this is something that has happened for generations that you just did not talk about. You didn't talk about the uncle or the granddaddy or somebody that touched you, even from our parents and our grandparents. That's something that you just didn't talk about. And it also goes in the line with mental health. These are things that attribute to the decline of mental health in our communities is sexual assault and sexual abuse by the hands of black men in our households. And this is something that we've been trained that you don't talk about. And it's a huge issue for us in the black community, and we need to stand behind, and we need to believe, and we need to listen to our daughters when they said this man did this to us. We ignore this.
I absolutely agree.
We agree with you.
No, you agree, but you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about people out there. That is an issue that stands within our black community, is sexual abuse. And the fact that 60%, because these, again, not saying that it's exclusive to just black people. We know that molestation and sexual abuse is rampant in whatever race. But it's something within our communities that 60% of our women are subject to this before the age of 18. And it's something that we feel as though that it's taboo and that you don't talk about is horrific to me.
But the issue is... That's the issue. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, these are topics that I know as a father, they can't be taboo in my house because I need to know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's being a responsible man.
I need to know, so I don't give a fuck who it is. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how close you think they are to you. If anybody violates you, you need to tell me. Immediately.
You're not going to get in trouble. It ain't going to be no thing.
Right.
I'm not going to choose.
But that's what we do. What do we do? Just even when it comes to R. Kelly and the women that have come out and spoke about R. Kelly, what do? We call these little girls fast. And they were asking for it.
There's a lot of victim shaming that goes on.
The parents allowed them to go out there and do it. These were just hot little girls trying to be grown. Like, it's okay to give these grown-ass, pedophile-ass men a pass. But again, we want to victim shame and call these little girls grown and fast because a grown-ass man sexually abused them.
I don't victim shame.
Of course you don't. We're not talking about you.
I'm not saying
that. But we know that happens.
How can we even be in a position, you know what I'm saying, like Cornbread said, victim shaming. Like, that right there in itself is a problem because how can we solve the problem of the molestation in the home where there's not a new generation of people come along and say, hold on, if this shit was happening back then, this shit ain't fucking right.
It's not happening.
Under my
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, there needs to be that conversation in that household. And nowadays it doesn't matter if you're raising a little boy, you're raising a little girl. That conversation need to be had with you.
But it's important.
They need to know, if their predator is Uncle Charlie. You know what I'm saying? They better tell me Uncle Charlie is their fucking predator. You're not gonna get in trouble. I will deal with Uncle Charlie, but guess what? From this point on, Uncle Charlie will not ever be a fucking problem again.
So we see again that the stats are there that men, the majority of men are responsible for these sexual assaults, responsible for these violent crimes, especially when it comes to women. At what point is it important? Because obviously, especially if we've had an uptick in these sexual assaults, since 2012. Why aren't we having the conversations with our sons and with our men that this type of behavior is not acceptable? So again, when we think about that there's been an uptick in this and we're trying to figure out, things that contributed to this rise, would we say that social media, when we talk about our music, when it's okay to disrespect, black women, or we talk about rape culture because a woman posted a suggestive picture or she wore a suggestive outfit, that she somehow, was supposed to get whatever somebody said or somebody did to her because she wore that or she said that or she did that. Right. When do we start talking to our young boys and saying that this is not okay? And that's where the problem comes in.
Well, I think that there are people that know. I think that people will always condemn it. You know what I'm saying? But it's going. I think it's going to happen. Unfortunately,
but
people do it. But
you get
so much. You want to condemn it.
I get the same shit. Oh, you think somebody's not going to be disrespectful to you? Look at the picture that you posted. Basically, you deserve someone being disrespectful because look what you did. I get more of that than I get of anything else.
Well, yeah,
and again, that's normalizing the fact that because a woman did this or a woman looked a certain way that she was asking for it. And that's rape culture, and that's what we do as a society. We normalize this type of behavior. Our music normalizes it. Our culture normalizes it. So instead of talking to our men, like when a man makes a disrespectful comment to another man, instead of another man coming checking him, you have the man saying, well, hey, you asked for it.
Well, I think it's always going to be people like that that's trolls on that shit. We talked about this before. Malik and I both agreed that, we gave examples of how we stepped in situations like that when women were being victimized or disrespected and shit like that. But unfortunately, there's always going to be people that you need to check. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not going to always be on the same page. Some people are always going to be on some old fuck boy type. I'm going to take advantage of a woman. I'm going to overpower a woman. I'm going to disrespect women shit because the chauvinistic culture is worldwide and it's still rampant. It ain't really never going to go
right, because no matter what part of the world,
no matter where you
no
go,
matter what of the world, men are the number one abusers of women, no matter what part of the world that you go. And so again, if we have the stats that back this up, when are we again going to get on the wavelength that, hey, if men are the most violent in our culture, they're the ones who are committing the most crimes against women, especially other black women. Mm-hmm. When are we going to start having these conversations instead of saying, women, you need to tone down your dress or you need to watch how you behave, and let's focus it on these men? Because again, this translates into violence within our own community and the fragile ego of men that they're killing one another over corners.
That's where that is where you really have to focus in on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's guys out here, mentors. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I know some good mentors out here reaching out to these kids that's trying. You know what I'm saying? And my hope is that at least one life can be changed. It is a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it, I have worked with these kids. I have seen these kids. You know what I'm saying? I have dealt with these kids on a personal level, and a lot of it is attributed to mental health illnesses. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these kids are emotionally imbalanced. That's why, and if we're not going to deal with the real issue that underlines the black community, the mental health, then we're not talking about anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's where we're physically, that's where they physically die the most is the mental health. And but nobody want to talk about that. You know
that's true. I think that mental health awareness has become more of a non-taboo issue within the black community and just across the board in general. Right. A lot of people now have therapists. A lot of people go to all kinds of different therapy. You know, marriage counseling, goddamn, just regular stressed out.
But you need money. But you need a little bit of money and privilege for that. What about
not all the time?
But no. But you do have folks from underprivileged neighborhoods who don't have the privilege of health insurance, who don't have the money, because even if you have health insurance, sometimes your deductibles when you're seeking mental health are extremely high. They don't have, the luxury of doing that. And some of these people in these low income communities are the ones that are mostly affected with, the post-traumatic stress of gun violence in the neighborhood, sexual abuse, sexual assault. It all translates into class and economic status. So where do these people go for help? Because these people are just lost. It's easy for us that have jobs and good health insurance to go out and say, I need some help. We can recognize that. But where do these people go who need it?
It is another example of how, people who are disadvantaged continue to be disadvantaged in pretty much every aspect of the world.
And so then we question why.
You have nonprofits and things like that serve people who can't necessarily afford it and all that stuff. But again, just like we all know, those services are going to get over. There's a lot of demand on it, so they can't even provide services for all the people that actually require it. And then on top of that, the people who actually require it, either they don't know that they require it because ain't nobody told them and not familiar with it.
Right.
Because nobody's going to come and be like, yeah, you know what, this is familiar to me because your grandma had it.
Absolutely, because we don't talk about it.
A lot of stuff is hereditary.
And then you don't talk about it.
A lot of mental health is hereditary as well.
And we normalize that shit. Look at situations like Tyler Perry and Madea, that whole Madea character. Like, my grandmother didn't grow up, but that wasn't my grandmother. I can't relate to that.
But we understand that it's a caricature of a black grandmother.
But what I'm saying is, like,
why do we as black folk look for characters like Madea to give us the truth or be the spokesperson to the black experience? Why can't we just take it for what it is? It's a caricature, it's entertainment of what black folks or black grandmother do. Why do we look for black people on TV to speak and represent us?
I don't know. I don't do it, so I don't know why. But
get mad when they don't, and because we just don't take them, like the people of Love and Hip Hop and all that other shit. We just need to take it as face of value and understand that they don't represent black folk.
I think most people do. I mean, it's just like anything else. Like you mentioned earlier, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Like the loudest motherfuckers in the room who gonna be the ratchets and all the ghetto people or whatever who aren't the norm, or whatever you want to call it, they're the ones that's going to get highlighted. So you think that everybody is really looking at all this shit as some kind of thing that we need to look up to for what the role models look like and for what, but they probably not. I mean, most people know that shit is all goofy.
Most people
I think most people do that, but the people who going to talk up and pipe up the most, the trolls online, the people that's willing to come on your page or come to some stranger's page and go crazy and talk all this shit, those are the trolls who gonna get the most attention.
Well, Malik just mentioned that he doesn't like Madea because of that. But he just said he can't stand Madea because that's not how his grandmother was. We know that she's just a caricature.
But I'm saying Malik don't have to like it, but that don't mean Malik is necessarily looking into it for anything either.
But you understand that it's just a caricature and it's not supposed to be like your grandmother.
I understand that. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with you though. I don't even like the fact that whole series is.
I don't like Madea. I don't enjoy it at all. I don't think it's funny at all.
It's not funny.
I don't think it's funny.
And I always think that it's corny as fuck, but it's like I hate when people if they feel like they have to go to that in order for you to get the laughs and the sales. But the thing is, they do. So it started off as it's the plays and shit, right?
Right. They go on bus trips. The whole church will get a bus together to go see a new Madea movie every time it comes out.
I'd be so confused about how that jump be so lit.
But
shout out to Tyler Perry, black man in Hollywood making moves.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I mean, we sick up. We don't like it. You understand? I don't bother with it.
But we don't gotta. And that's my thing is always. I don't gotta like it. You like it, live your life.
More power to you.
But I don't have to like it. I can say I'm having an opinion. You can have an opinion about it. Me and Malik got an opinion. Everybody got an opinion. Right. We don't have to match opinions in order for it to do whatever it's gonna do. It's gonna still sell out. It's gonna still do it, and we still ain't gonna like that shit.
That's all it's gonna do. It don't even matter.
So why do you guys feel that men are so violent?
I don't know. Testosterone, the need to be violent. Men are taught to be violent from an early
because
age.
just like from your how you feel as though white people started this shit with the racism, and it's going to be their job, it's their fight to fight this out, and to get this shit taken care of because they did this shit. So do you use the same rationale when it comes to black men and men in general and all the violence that we're going on in our community, that it's black men that need to get this shit taken care of and need to get this shit straightened out and straighten out other black men, because it's you all that are doing the majority of these crimes?
Yes. Me and Malik agree on that, and we say that pretty much every week, right? We agree that the only way for any of the shit to get resolved is for the black men to lead it, to condemn it. Right. And then the problem is nobody can really find out who it is that's reinforcing this shit, because people like me and Malik clearly aren't the ones that they listening to.
No, because again, you see,
right? Because the thing is, if they were following the leader that we put out, or the people like us, we ain't the only one. There's plenty of dudes. There's plenty of black men that condemn this shit and don't live like that at all. But for some fucking reason, it gets worse. Because
it's the white man, it's the government, and it's black women as to why black men are having so many issues in the community. Black women for having all these babies and taking the welfare and the Section 8, which kicked the black man out of the household, made the black man feel inferior and make him feel like he's not needed. Then it's the white man taking the jobs and sending them to jail, and the government and all this other bullshit as to why black men have the issues that they have. And again, we understand that these things exist and they do contribute to it. But again, other black men need to hold other black men responsible for the bullshit that we see and what's going on.
I agree, but we can't, just like I would never ever minimize any trial and tribulation of a black woman. You know what I'm saying? No matter what route she went through, I never minimize it. But you can't say that all the other struggles that came before that is bullshit. You're like all this other bullshit, and that's just not true.
No, I'm not saying it's bullshit, but I'm saying that's when we can't look to ourselves and our own personal responsibility. When we constantly put shit on other people, we can't find out what's going on with us and fix it. And that's why we haven't fixed it yet, because the first thing that because again, you guys are in the minority in how you feel about the role and the responsibility of the black man. You have so many black men, instead of saying, we understand that these outside things exist. We understand there's systemic racism. We understand that the government, there's all these outside factors. But again, we can't control those factors, right? We don't really have that much. We don't really.
I don't think it's a small minority of cats like me and Cornbread. I think we're actually...
No, it's not. No. Because again, if you look at the stats and how the majority of men are the ones that are the violence in our culture and in our society, especially against other women, it is the majority. There is a minority who feel as though maybe the responsibility is on you guys to set the record straight. There's too many men out there that are blaming everything else instead of saying we recognize, because just like you two, you recognize that there's these outside factors again. There's these things that exist that we can't control. The only thing that we can do is control what happens within our communities and what happens with us as other black men. I can control how I interact with other black men. I can control how I mentor, how I speak to, how I talk to other black men. I can control what I put out on social media. I can control my posts. I can control things like that might not seem like they're doing something huge, but in the small realm of things, they are making a change and a contribution. But there's not a lot of men who think that way. And social media proves that it's bitches do this, bitches do that, women do this. Just like even when I make posts about, a black man being responsible for violence against women, you want to bring up what women do with abortions. You want to totally absolve yourself from any responsibility in what's going on. And like I said, this is an issue for other black men to fix and resolve.
Fuckboyism, though. We already know that's fuckboyism.
Yeah, and I think. Yeah, I think that there's people that's always going to come and troll, and there's people that's always going to have the opposing opinion. And I also think that it doesn't help when, just like, you could look at even with Hillary losing the thing to Trump and having all the women that voted for Trump, right? Mm-hmm. Some women perpetuate the same fuck shit against women. that they say the men do.
Because you
know what I'm saying?
see him on the post. You see him on the post.
So like I think it's just it's a worldwide problem. It's a thing that for whatever reason society as a whole is against women, right? Like for whatever.
I love that you said it. Say it again. Look into the camera and say it again. Say it again.
Society as a whole is against women. But the thing is, I don't think that there's any more over applied by black men or anything like this. I think that because the focus when we talking about black issues, then the black
but
men.
35, women are more likely, 35% more likely to get abused by the hands of black men than they are with anybody else. White women. Like, we abuse each other more. Just like our killings of other blacks are at a higher rate.
But, I mean, you can look at that. I mean, all those stats are always going to be skewed because if you look at it within the white community, the white women are going to get abused more likely by white men than they are by anybody else.
No, but we get
I'm just saying, like, it's going to be a similar stat if you focus on the particular.
But even just from our demographic, we are 35% more likely to get abused by men than white women are. That's just the way it is.
Okay. I mean, it's terrible.
You don't think that our music and our culture contributes to that a little bit too? Because don't you think we have some of the most women, degrading music ever?
I don't think that. I mean, I think that there's. I think sometimes it could be overly fucking sexualized over everything, but that's not new in music, right? Because sex, drugs, and rock and roll was a thing way before hip hop was out, right? All that kind of stuff is in that industry.
But if you look at
today, I agree that today is even more ridiculous.
It's crazy because if you look at rock and roll, even back in the 80s at its height of rock and roll, the groupies were praised. Like the groupies were
praised?
Yeah, by the white rock and rollers. Like the groupies were loved. We're the only ones that kind of in our music like degrade our women, even if they're not groupies. Women's are hoes, women's are bitches. Women ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
I mean, I think that is pretty bad and ridiculous.
Because again, we saw the rate that over how much has grown 20%.
No,
in the last 12 years.
I always said this, right? I think that anybody that talks down on any dudes that talk down on women, whether or not it's in a song, in a bar, whatever, who talking about all these bitches or these old sluts or these dirty ass bitches, I'm gonna fuck them or whatever. It's dumb. Cause why would you want to fuck a dirty bitch, right? Like you putting yourself. So you were trying to get famous and all this shit. And get all these dirty bitches? Like, that's dumb as fuck, right? Because part of the whole thing is, like, I'm going to be famous and have all the bitches.
Or that black women are nothing but gold diggers.
All right, whatever. So, like, so it's conflicting, right? Like, oh, I want to be this big famous rapper or singer, whatever the fuck you doing, drug dealer, whatever the fuck you want to get rich for, lawyer, whatever you try to get rich for to get these groupies. But when they turn into the groupies just for what you want to do, you talk shit about it. That don't even make sense. It's not the logic tree is fucked up.
The logic is fucking twisted. But I do call these the lead babies of hip hop.
You said the what?
Lead babies. That's true.
Lead babies.
And that's why they need a lot of mental health.
LEAD.
Lead paint.
Oh, like the lead paint. Oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I do agree that these issues are astonishing. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it falls on us as black men. You know what I'm saying?
And that's just the only point that I'm making. You black men are going to be the only one that's going to save our young brothers, save our community.
We agree. We agree.
I know that you are.
We say this every week. Like you gotta have a gatekeeper. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta be part. If you're not a gatekeeper, you're not on this side of the fence. You're on the other side of the fence.
Right.
Then what did I post on my page the other day? I said, fuck boys are the greatest threat to black women.
Oh, and that's like the stat that I made. That I said that. What did I say? I said that sensitive men or the male ego is not only. What did I say? Insecure men are not only extremely unattractive, but they're also the downfall of our society.
Right. I mean, that's true. I mean,
and of course we come with the men saying, well, women are the most insecure. They'll put on a dress and say, do I look fat? What the hell does that have to do with anything? Because women don't have the power. Men hold the power. So as men being the self-proclaimed leaders of the free world, you guys have the power. So when you have ego and you have hurt feelings and insecurities, these translate into wars.
Right.
And again, this translate into women being raped and women being killed and other men being killed over corners and dumb shit. Like, we don't hold the power. So again, it's something that's real. So when we speak about this, it's not to men bash. It's just to recognize that this is a very real thing, and we need to recognize it, and we need to talk about it and try to fix it.
We not in disagreement.
I didn't say that you were, but there's a lot of people out there who don't agree with it. Because when you talk about,
but it's simple logic.
That's what I said. It's simple logic and it's facts. Stats don't lie.
How the fuck do you not agree? Like,
right.
Why it shouldn't even be a fucking
argue or debate. And that's my point of this whole thing. Why do men want to come up and debate me when I put this shit online?
Because they do it just the reason that you do shit.
And I say, are you an insecure man?
No, they do.
All right, but no, I have to ask. The post clearly states insecure men. I don't believe that all men are insecure. I do believe that everybody, men and women, have their own level of insecurities. But I don't believe that every man is insecure, especially to that level where they're going out here harming men. Harming other people. So for someone to get so in their feelings that they have to oppose and debate that makes me wonder, are you a fucking insecure man?
It might be. I mean, men are, depending, no matter what people think, I mean, men and women, you know, across the board, you got some emotional men, and you got some.
I love y'all emotional transvestites.
So it's going to be it's always going to
what I call them. I was about to call them transvestites.
I mean, they're emotional dudes. I mean, some people express their emotions in fussing and arguing with people. Some people fight. Some people shoot. Some people cry. It's gonna be like that. So you're gonna get men that's gonna be emotional.
Why is the male ego so fragile? Because you guys have ruled the world forever, taught that you should rule the world, taught that whatever the fuck you want, you should go out and conquer and get. Don't let anybody stand in your way because you are the man, you are the hunter, you are the shit.
Right.
So when you don't feel like you're the shit, you're ready to lash out in violence.
The same reason that the white people feel like they have what'd you call it?
White oppression.
White oppression.
White oppression.
It's the same shit. Like, you know, people think that, hey, if you preaching this to me all these years, now why
and it's reinforced in my music, it's reinforced in the movies and everything that I watch.
Yeah, like
why shouldn't I believe that I own, as a man, I own the world. I can do whatever the fuck I want, and can't nobody tell me shit. Just like Trump, I can grab pussies, and I can still become president.
Grabbing pussies, taking names, fuck everybody.
Right.
So Marlon said that men aren't taught how to properly handle emotions, and I agree.
Well,
we always say that, don't cry, you're a man, suck it up.
No, you're not supposed to be emotional as a man. So people who are emotional, I think that people really can't help it. You got emotional dudes.
You do.
If they can't let it out in general, like women can just go crying every day.
Because we're expected to do that. We're supposed to. We were taught that it's okay.
Oh no, it's therapeutic, right? I've heard that forever. Like, I'm not a crier, right?
But when you cry,
I have emotions. So I emotionally respond to things. I just don't be crying and shit. That's not what I do.
Right.
Some people do, but if you're a man and you a crier, ain't everybody gonna laugh at your ass, right?
Because would you want to say it's a time and a place for it? It's a time and a place.
Yeah.
Like, if you out here crying about stupid shit, how the hell are you supposed to defend me out in the streets?
Yeah, but then
if you out here crying.
Exactly. So you put that on him, and so then next time all this shit building up,
right.
And when he finally, because it's gonna have to come out somewhere, right?
That's what Marlon said. Where does it go? How is it expressed?
Exactly. It's gonna have to come out at some point. So it might come out the wrong ass way. You know what I'm saying? That just unfortunately how it is. You know, you can't do it. You know, I tell everybody, just stay strapped. Motherfucker pull up. He got problems. Y'all, hey, take self-defense classes.
Just keep your hands off of women.
Hey,
and keep your hands off of black women. We don't deserve it.
Hold on, the other side.
We don't deserve that shit.
Women, keep your hands off of the dudes too.
Absolutely. Unless you want to get hit, keep your hands to yourself.
Don't fight no dudes. Unless he try to fuck you up, don't fight him. For what? It's not gonna prove shit.
Right.
Because I don't care, the smallest dude, I'm just talking about physics here, like physicality. Most times, the dude is going to be stronger, even if he's smaller than you, as the woman, right?
Right.
Why fight anybody? I don't fight against anybody, especially no woman attacking no man, because it's most likely it's not going to turn out well. Just fuck that shit, just drop it. Don't fight. Nobody fight.
Go get your uncle. Go get your daddy. Don't
go get nobody. Just control your. Everybody just shut the fuck up.
No, some men need to get fucked up. I'm sorry, no.
Nah,
violence is never the answer. I don't promote violence.
Violence is never the answer unless they start it first.
So this has been a good show. I know we're running a little bit late, Malik. It wasn't that bad. I thought that I was gonna have some issues, but I think I did okay.
With what?
I was good.
Oh,
with our little magic treat today, our little Rice Krispie treat.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna stop leaving me out of the pre-show.
Because you want to roll up at 6:05. Me and Malik are here like an hour early every week.
Y'all supposed to tell me though.
Why do we gotta tell you?
I be in Panera Bread.
You be in Panera Bread.
I be in Panera Bread.
Me and Malik be in the parking lot chilling before the show.
Y'all need to clue me in.
Well, you need to come early.
Pre-game.
I ain't know. So
y'all need to clue me in on pre-gaming from now on.
All right, you got that, because I ain't know.
It's okay. Now we got it. We got witnesses. We got witnesses and everything.
I got you.
Out here in these streets.
Out here in these streets.
You my man.
I just want to make sure everybody know they don't be included.
Because he's always late. That's why we started the show late today, because he was late as shit. We was about to, find out if there was any accident.
You can't blame it on me. Mm-hmm. You be late in here
playing when the last time I've been late?
Playing
Malik,
with your
when's
hair.
the last time I've been late?
You be here playing with your hair.
When has the last time I've been late?
She be here blowing kisses to her little
That's right, but I'm here.
Talking about it's because
I'm here. You've been running the streets, going to weddings,
look,
traveling. You ain't even been here every week, boo.
This online radio. You can start it up. I can be standing in the corner.
But you haven't even been here every week. I think that's your diva ways. You don't need to show up, and then you want to criticize me. He don't need to show up.
No, but I tell you, I take time off. I put my PTO in.
We gotta get special guests and shit, because you all diva. They want to show up with sunglasses after you've been traveling the world and shit.
Hey, look.
With your tight ass shirts.
Hey.
Cornbread living life, bro.
Hey, look. Sometimes
and I love it.
I'm
just jealous. I'm jealous. So, again, we thank you guys for tuning in. We can't do this show without you, especially you guys at home with all your comments and your questions. You are such a huge part of the show, and we can't do it without you. So make sure you tune in each and every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. www.wmskonlineradio.com, or download the app, or join us each week on our live feed. And I promise you, we're going to get it together soon, where we're going to have all of us on our live podcast. It's coming. I just got to get my shit together. I'm almost back. Give me some slack.
Hey, listen, I ain't saying nothing. I'm just happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm happy that you're here, because you're hardly here.
Thanks for having me.
You're hardly here, so we happy that he showed up today. That's all that we asked for.
I appreciate it.
We don't even care if it's late.
Appreciate you.
It's just the fact that he's here.
Let it be known that I'm forever grateful for the intellectual Vixen letting me co-host.
So again, we thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week. Oh, make sure that you join us on Instagram at Let's Talk Baltimore. Twitter is Let's Talk Be More, and send a request to our Facebook group, Let's Talk Baltimore, which the conversation continues there. We post all these good topics and articles inside the group, and that's where a lot of people fight it out at, and I love it.
And follow all of us on our Instagram, Facebook, and all that. What's your joint, Black Hippie?
Illpoetic. LLPHO.
Illpoetic with a P.
Like Illpoetic, but no Illpoetic.
Oh, okay. So y'all follow Illpoetic on Instagram. Follow the Intellectual Vixen on Instagram, and Cousin Cornbread on Instagram. On everything. I'm Cousin Cornbread on everything, man.
Yeah, Cousin Cornbread on everything. And again, stay tuned, because WMSK, we have some exciting events that are going to be coming up in October. So you guys stay tuned for that. I can't wait to get you guys out so you can meet us in person and hear about all the good things that we have going on. So
are we going to be in the streets?
Maybe. We're going to be in the streets a lot. We're going to be in the streets. So we love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.